Well, hey, I want to thank you for joining us at our little devotional for the week. It's Holy Week, and we're hoping to give you a little something to think about each day and some music that might draw you into God's presence a little bit more. Today, I want to tell you about a couple conversations I had yesterday at church. One woman came up to me, so sweet, and she said, don't you think that it's time that we just stopped fighting? Why do we have to keep fighting? And I looked at her and thought, you're right. She said, the nations are fighting against nations. And I said, yeah, but so are our families fighting within themselves and neighbors fighting with neighbors. And she goes, don't you think it's time for us to stop that? And I said, it's interesting. It's actually what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow on our devotional. Because I said to her, there will be a time when it all comes to an end, all of the fighting and all of the tension, all of the struggles and strife. And I thought of this passage from Isaiah chapter 2. It says, and it shall come to pass in the latter days that the mountains of the house of the Lord shall be established as the highest of the mountains, and it shall be lifted up above the hills, and all the nations shall flow to it. And many peoples shall come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. And he may teach us his ways, and that we may walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. He shall judge between the nations, and shall decide disputes for many peoples. They shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nations shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. And that last line was so good, neither shall they learn war anymore. I just wanted to give this woman a big hug and just say, in the latter days, it shall come to pass. What you're longing for now is coming. For now, we still have wars and strife and conflict, but a day of peace is coming. There'll be a day when the trumpet of peace will sound, and all the nations will lay down their weapons. In fact, it says their weapons will be turned into instruments to help grow food and to care for each other. That day is coming. And that led to another conversation I had with a gentleman. And he said, aren't we supposed to be looking forward to the day of Christ's return? And I thought, man, you're absolutely right. In the midst of all the struggles and difficulties, in the midst of this week of leading up to Good Friday and the crucifixion of Jesus, we think, man, life is hard for so many and for so many of us. But there is something to look forward. There is a day to look forward to, and that day is when Christ shall return. That's what puts all of this conflict and tension into some kind of context that we can endure because we know there's an end in sight. I was talking with Tiffany, Matt's wife, about her delivery, and she was telling me that the doctor had said, well, can you do this just like for the next 10 minutes? And although it was hard and painful, Tiffany said, I could do anything for 10 minutes if I knew it was only 10 minutes. And I thought, boy, she's nailing it right on the head. Because in light of this idea that we can endure for a limited amount of time, knowing that help, hope, healing, new birth is coming, then we can hang on. And that's why we hang on today, because the promise is Jesus is returning. The promise is that what we celebrate on Good Friday, the death of Jesus, which makes life seem like everything's over, we celebrate Easter. And we celebrate it year after year because we know Jesus is returning and he will make all things right. So the day will come to pass, and that's what we hold to. Keep that in your heart today. Now, enjoy this song that John's bringing to us.
power, love, even in the hours of beckoning day or the darkening night. You are making all things new. You are making everything new. You are making all things new. You are making everything, everything. Like the sounds of a baby crying, light breaks over your horizon. I'm caught in the fall of the rise of your tide. Like mountains born in fire, born again by your desire. I'm caught in the heart of the world you conspire. You are making all things new. You are making everything new. You are making all things new. You are making everything, everything. I'm caught in your heart.
I'm caught in your heart.
Your country of love.
Your country of love.
I'm caught in your heart. Let your country come. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause you are making all things new. You are making everything new. You are making all things new. You are making everything, everything. You are making all things new. You are making everything new. You are making all things new. You are making everything, everything.